You want to know the worst part about infidelity? It isn't the sex. Sex is just mechanics. Skin and friction. It's a biological impulse. You can almost forgive an impulse. The worst part, the part that actually hollows you out, is the administration. The logistics. The careful, meticulous, soul-crushing planning. The spreadsheets. It's 2 a.m. A Tuesday. The house is so quiet it buzzes, that low-frequency hum of a refrigerator and a life on standby. The whole house is asleep. Anna. Our son, Ben. They're breathing that deep, innocent sleep. I'm in my home office, the one I built in the attic 2 summers ago. The room smells like dust, stale coffee, and joint compound. It's my space, my sanctuary. Tonight it feels like a bunker. I've been drinking that coffee since midnight, and my mouth tastes like I'm chewing on aluminum foil. I haven't really slept in weeks. Not really. Sleep is for people who aren't at war. I'm hunting. Tonight, I finally did it. I crossed the line. I broke into her laptop. My wife, Anna's, laptop. It sits here on my desk, under the lamp, sleek and silver. It looks innocent, clean. It feels heavier than my own. It took me an hour to get in. I'm a builder. I'm methodical. I tried the obvious keys first. Our son's birthday. Access denied. Her studio's name. Access denied. Our anniversary. Access denied. The password wasn't simple. It was complex. A mix of letters and numbers. The kind of website forces you to create. I had to guess the logic behind it. What was the root? I realized she'd used the name of the street we had our first apartment on backward, mixed with the year we met. A memory. A memory twisted into a digital lock to keep me out. The password accepted. I was in. I'm not looking for chats. I'm not that kind of idiot. She's too smart for that. Chats are disposable. They get deleted, wiped, burned. I'm looking for the one thing people always forget. The one thing that leaves a permanent trail. The money. Her desktop is clean. A picture of Ben at the beach, squinting into the sun. A folder for her Pilates studio. A folder of recipes. It's all so perfect. The perfect wife. The perfect mom. My hands are sweating, a damp, cold sweat. I wipe my palms on my jeans, leaving dark streaks on the denim. And then I see it. It's not hidden in a subfolder. It's not encrypted. It's right there. On the desktop. Mocking me. A spreadsheet file. The name was chilling. It wasn't called Our Retirement. It wasn't Future Plans. It was named Lifeboat Fund. And next to the name. Version 3. A lifeboat. Lifeboats are for escaping a sinking ship. Version 3. My blood doesn't just run cold. It freezes. Version 3. This means there was a 1 and a 2. This isn't an impulse. This is a project. I click it. The program opens. My heart is hammering against my ribs, a dull, sick thud-thud-thud that I can feel in my throat. I'm a builder. I look at spreadsheets all day. I live in them. They are maps. They are blueprints. I understand them. This isn't just a list of numbers. This is a blueprint for an escape. I see the lines. Transfer, studio, marketing, $450. Transfer, supplies, props, $300. Consultation fee, $500. Week after week. 4-2 years. It's a wash. She's been inflating her studio's expenses, just slightly, just under the threshold of what I would ever question. She knows I don't look at the details of her business. I scroll down. My finger on the trackpad is shaking. I scroll past months and months of meticulous, careful theft. Past last Christmas. Past my father's funeral. Past the week I thought we were reconnecting on that trip to the coast. She was planning this. She was stealing from us while I held her hand. I get to the bottom line. The final tally, sitting there in a bold font. I click on the box with the mouse. Just in case. A builder's reflex. Check the work. Make sure the numbers are real. The formula is simple. It's just an addition of the column above it. The number doesn't change. $78,420. I rounded up in my head. 80 grand. She didn't just find someone else. She's building a whole new life. She's building an ark. And she's building it with my timber. Plank by plank, stolen from the house I thought we were building together. I thought she was unfaithful. I was prepared for that. I was prepared for a fight, for tears, for therapy. I was not prepared for this. This is an exit plan. This is grand theft. She hasn't just betrayed our marriage. She's betrayed our partnership. And I feel stupid. A builder who checks every foundation, and I never saw the rot in my own house. My first instinct isn't to smash the laptop. It's not to run downstairs and drag her out of our bed by the arm. I'm a builder. When I find a crack in a foundation, I don't just patch it. I follow it. I have to know if it's a surface problem or if the whole house is about to come down. This is structural. I lean back in the attic chair. The wood groans, and I freeze. The sound is a gunshot in the silent house. Downstairs, she's sleeping. Or I assume she is. I listen. Nothing. Just the low-frequency hum of the house breathing. I force my mind to work. To go back. When did this start? The spreadsheet file said version 3, the data inside started 2 years ago. 2 years. My mind scrolls back through the calendar, and it lands. Of course. It started right after my father died. That whole period is a black hole. It was a 3-year nightmare. Alzheimer's. It's not a gentle fading. It's a theft. It's watching the person who taught you how to think, how to build, vanish in front of you. I held his hand while he looked at me like I was a stranger, terrified. I was the rock for everyone. I handled the finances, the hospice, the angry calls, the selling of their house. I was hollowed out. A ghost in my own life. And Anna. Anna was the hero. Or so I thought. She was my rock. She took over everything. The house. Our son, Ben. The bills. Me. I remember sitting in the garage one night, on the cold concrete, just unable to move. Unable to go inside and be a husband or a father. She came out and sat next to me. Didn't say anything. Just sat there, her shoulder pressed against mine. She said, "I've got the numbers, Mark. You just get through this. I'll cover us." And I let her. The man who triple checks every receipt, every invoice, every single 2x4. I just gave her the keys to our life. You got it, I said. I was grateful. I remember her becoming economical. I wanted to take us to Hawaii that first year after. Just to get away, to breathe air that wasn't sick. She said no. Mark, it's too much. Let's just go to the coast. It's smarter. We need to be careful. I thought it was responsible. I remember her selling her grandmother's jewelry. An old diamond necklace and some earrings. They're just sitting in a box, she said. It's silly. We can put this toward Ben's college fund. I kissed her. I told her she was amazing. I thought it was pragmatic. It wasn't support. It was a smokescreen. She wasn't being pragmatic. She was liquidating assets. She saw me drowning, and instead of throwing me a rope, she started paddling her own boat away from the wreck. She used my father's death. She used my grief as cover to gut our life. The rage is cold now. It's clean. A builder's rage. I need the rest of the plan. I close the spreadsheet. I open her internet browser. If there's a budget, there's a destination. I look at the search history. It's not deleted. Why would she? I never check. Best Pilates Studios Austin. Weather in Austin October. Austin? Why? And then I see it. Further down. Real estate Portland, Oregon. How to open a small business in Oregon. Best elementary schools Portland. Portland. My blood stops. Just stops. Portland is where he lives. Leo. Her friend from college. The choreographer. The one she always said had a different energy. The one whose name always made my jaw tighten. She's not just leaving. She's leaving for him. She's taking our son. And I'm paying for the move. The rage is cold now. It's clean. A builder's rage. My theory is solid. The money. The destination. The partner. But I'm missing the final piece. I need to see it. I need the visual confirmation. Not for a lawyer. Not yet. For me. I need to see the look on his face. I close the browser. I look at her desktop again. I open her main drive. I see the folder for her online cloud storage. The one we supposedly share, but she has her own private folders. It's locked. Of course. But I know her now. I understand her logic. I type in the password. The same complex one as the laptop. The street name, backward. The year we met. Access granted. She's meticulous. But she's predictable. I'm scanning the folders. Recipes. Taxes 2024. Studio marketing. It all looks exactly as it should. Too normal. I click on studio marketing. Inside, there's another folder. Promotional materials. It's locked again. A second password. The same one. She's layered her security, like she's building a fortress. My heart is thumping against my ribs. This is it. This is where she keeps the pictures. This is where she keeps Leo. I type the password. My fingers are stiff. The folder opens. But it's not photos. It's videos. Dozens of them. Short clips. They aren't labeled vacation or us. They're labeled like evidence. By date and location. Kitchen_June_04. Dinner_July_11. Driveway_July_20. What is this? My mind flashes to the worst case scenario. Tapes. Sex tapes. My stomach churns. My hand is shaking. I click the first one. Kitchen_June_04. The video is grainy, shot from her phone, propped up against the coffee maker on the counter. I see myself. I'm standing in front of the open refrigerator. I'm just standing there. Staring into the light. I'm in my work clothes. I close the door. I stand for a beat. I open it again. I stare. I'm not looking for anything. I look lost. Confused. My own face looks alien to me. Like my father's did, near the end. I click off the video. My mouth is dry. I open another. Dinner_July_11. It's us. At our own dining table. Our friends Jan and Paul are over. I hear myself laughing, telling that story about the foundation mistake on the Johnson site. I'm loud, gesturing with my hands. Jan and Paul are smiling, but it's wrong. It's a tight, awful, pitying smile. The clip is only 40 seconds. I scroll and find the clip right next to it. Dinner_July_11_part_1. It was filmed 10 minutes earlier. I'm telling the exact same story. Word for word. I don't remember this. I don't remember this dinner at all. My stomach drops. This isn't a collection. This is documentation. I click the last one. Sauce_August_16. It was filmed just 2 days ago. I see myself. I'm standing by the stove. I'm holding a can of tomatoes. And I am screaming. I am screaming at Anna, who must be holding the phone. My face is red, twisted. The voice coming out of me isn't mine. It's my father's. Yelling. Yelling that this is the wrong brand. Yelling that she's doing it on purpose. Yelling, "Are you trying to make me crazy?" I watched the whole thing. I don't remember a second of it. I thought we had a small disagreement about dinner. I look at the man on the screen. He is terrifying. I look at the list of files. This isn't a sex tape collection. This isn't proof of an affair. This is a medical log. I wasn't the detective finding the clues. I was the patient. And these were my symptoms. I'm still sitting in the attic chair. The rage is gone. The certainty is gone. There's just this icy, hollow dread. My theory is wrong. The videos prove it. Portland? Leo? That was my mind, my broken mind, trying to build a narrative. Trying to find a villain. But the villain is in the videos. It's me. My hands are shaking, but not from rage. From fear. I look at the laptop screen. I minimize the video folder. The desktop is still there. The spreadsheet file is still there. Lifeboat Fund. Version 3. I open it again. I am no longer a betrayed husband. I am a builder looking at a blueprint I completely misread. I ignored everything but the final number. But I'm a builder. I check the details. I look at the bottom of the screen. The tabs. The little folders inside the file. Summary. Studio expenses. House expenses. And projections mark. My mouse hovers over it. I click. It opens. It's not a budget for an escape. It's a plan for an ending. My ending. I see the lines. Pine Ridge Manor, initial deposit. Pine Ridge Manor, monthly cost. Neurology consultation, Dr. Wu. Legal fees, trust and guardianship. Ben's college fund, accelerated deposits. Pine Ridge. That's where my father spent his last year. The best place. The place that cost a fortune. The $80,000, it wasn't theft. It was the deposit. She isn't running from me. She's planning for me. For what I'm becoming. All those browser searches. I search my memory. I was the one who talked about Austin. I said maybe we should move there, 2 months ago, or was it a year? I can't remember. The Portland search, was it her? Or was it me? The sound of the door latch clicks. I freeze. The attic door creaks open. Anna is standing there. She's in her bathrobe. Her face is pale. She's not surprised to see me here. She's just tired. Infinitely tired. Her eyes go from my face to the laptop screen. She sees the spreadsheet tab. She knows exactly what I'm looking at. You weren't supposed to see that, Mark. Her voice is quiet. Not angry. Just broken. Anna. I can't get the words out. You think I'm. She steps into the room. You don't remember Tuesday, do you? I try to think. Tuesday. I was at the site. I was checking the rebar. I was working. No. She shakes her head, her eyes filling with tears. You were supposed to pick Ben up from school. You never showed up. I called you. Over and over. I found you on the GPS. Parked by the old theater. The one that was torn down. You were just sitting in the truck. You asked me when Dad was coming home. My blood turns to ice. The theater? You said you were waiting for him. I look at the screen. I look at her. The whole structure of my reality, my anger, the affair, the betrayal, it all just collapses. It falls away, and there's nothing left underneath. I wasn't the detective. I wasn't the builder checking the foundation. I was the crack. I was the rot. I was the house that was falling down. I look at her face. The woman I'd been hunting for weeks. The woman I was ready to destroy. And there's no deception there. Just exhaustion. The kind of exhaustion that goes bone deep. She's been holding this house together while I've been disappearing. I look at the screen. The spreadsheet. The projections marked tab. My entire life, my whole identity, has been based on being the guy who fixes things. The man who builds. The man who is in control. And I've been sitting here in a rage, trying to fix a problem that wasn't there, all while the real problem, the structural, fundamental flaw, was me. My mind flashes to the videos. The man screaming about tomato sauce. The man staring blankly into the refrigerator. That wasn't a stranger. That wasn't my father. It was me. I called you, I whisper. My voice sounds thin, strange. That day. With the sauce. I thought I apologized. You did, she says, and her voice is so gentle it hurts. You apologized 3 times. You don't remember. That's it. That's the moment. The floor doesn't just crack, it gives way. I'm falling. I put my hand on the desk to steady myself. I stare at the spreadsheet. The lifeboat fund. The meticulous planning. The $80,000. All the energy I poured into seeing this as a betrayal, she was just building. She was doing my job. She was building a foundation for a future I couldn't even see. A future where I am the one who needs to be taken care of. I, the builder. I am the project. I am the house that's condemned. My rage, my suspicion, my hunt, it was all just a symptom. The infidelity was the story my broken brain told me because the truth was too terrifying to accept. I reach out, and my hand is shaking. Not with rage. I slowly close the laptop. The screen goes dark. The click of the latch is the loudest sound I've ever heard. The quiet in the attic is deafening. Anna, I say. My voice cracks. I'm scared. She crosses the room in 2 steps and her arms are around me, pulling my head to her shoulder, and I'm holding onto her like I'm a man falling from a building. She's not just my wife. She's my anchor. She's the only thing that's real. That's the whole story. If you like this story and want to hear more just like it, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Your support is fundamental to keeping this channel going. But I have to ask. What do you think? Is what Anna did the ultimate act of betrayal, or the ultimate act of love? Think about it. She lied to him. She stole $80,000. She secretly filmed him at his worst. Does her reason make that okay? Where is the line between protection and control? At what point should she have told him? Was keeping him in the dark a kindness, or did it just feed the paranoia she was documenting? And what about that lifeboat fund? Is it a safety net, or a cage she built without his consent? Let me know what you would have done.